You just have to be able to breathe and not be a complete raging lunatic, and you're going to be the greatest SEC commissioner compared to the last guy. I mean, congratulations on coming after Gary Gensler, who objectively probably was one of the stupidest people in government.
Incoming SEC Chair Paul Atkins. He had his Senate confirmation hearing today. And as you heard in that clip, it's not a high barrier for success, is it? He just has to be not the absolutely most corrupt bureaucrat in financial market history. And people probably think he's pretty successful. He has big plans for this space. You can see the pivot, the shift we've already seen in the SEC and their approach to cryptocurrencies, their approach to these nonsense lawsuits, dropping Ripple, Kraken, Coinbase, pretty much clearing them all out. If you're not committing fraud, if you're a good actor trying to follow the law, they're not going after you. And this pulls so much risk off the market. I'm telling you, these animal spirits in the market are in hibernation, but they're going to wake up soon enough. Right now, Bitcoin sitting at $86,000. There was a time when we'd be going crazy for these price levels. Ethereum, well, it ain't doing so good. It's under $2,000. XRP at $2.30. Market's a little bit in the doldrums today. Let's look for April 2nd. Do we get some sort of resolution for some of these trade wars, these tariffs that are basically against the whole entire world? If we do, wake up this market will do. Let's take a look here at this quote from Paul Atkins. A top priority of my chairmanship will be to provide a firm regulatory foundation for digital assets through a rational, coherent, and principled approach. This is an entirely different environment. And make no mistake, we're going to see a new story on this, regulations that are going to codify, the future of digital assets. And that's so important because guess what? 4 years from now, maybe we don't have such a rational makeup at the SEC. You have to have clear laws. So we're not ping-ponging back and forth. But to be honest, in 4 years, this market is going to take off. These companies are going to seize power. There's no putting that genie back in the bottle. We had this analysis by Nate Garachi, ETF store president. It said XRP ETF is coming. We know that. The exact quote is, spot XRP ETF approval is simply a matter of time. People say this isn't going to be a big deal. They are so wrong. People forecasting $8 billion in inflows. My buddy Billy, the XRP cowboy, is seeing even more. I expect BlackRock, Fidelity, etc. to all be involved. That's what this analyst is saying, and he's right. We look at what's happened. The 4-year SEC case is over, all over Red Rover. Ripple, they get to pay a reduced fine. They probably had to just take something to Judge Torres so she could accept it. A legal cloud over XRP is finally gone. This has never been a time when you didn't have to worry about this kind of stuff. Now, back in the day before the SEC lawsuit, we just brush it off and say, well, XRP is not a security. And people are like, well, they might get enforcement actions by the SEC. As we saw, it doesn't matter what the law is. You can be attacked by the government, and that's what happened. We have a clear road ahead of us for the first time in history. Absolutely massive. XRP, it's one of the largest cryptocurrencies by market cap. You're going to see ETFs and by all the major issuers. Just a matter of time. The door is wide open for Wall Street to jump in, and they're going to. Crypto is going to be popular. XRP is going to be popular. We see breaking news. BlackRock expands their BUIDL fund, that's their tokenized treasuries, to the Solana blockchain. 1.7 billion tokenized treasury funds is now live on 7 chains. So not just Ethereum, we also have Optimism, Arbitrum, 2 layer 2s there for Ethereum. Polygon, their side chain. Avalanche, I always see Avalanche pop up here. I need to keep acquiring Avalanche. Aptos, and now Solana. So quite a few chains there. And it'll be kind of like an application when you're issuing it for mobile phones. You're on the iPhone and Android, and you don't really care what chains your apps are running on top of. The future is going to be like this for blockchain as well. The ones that have the most users, have the most value, well, these builders are going to build on all of them. They're looking to build 24/7 access to treasury instruments via blockchain, a game changer type of product. Larry Fink calls tokenization the next evolution in finance. And, you got to watch out with BlackRock. I'm not saying everything they're doing is all sunshine and rainbows, but, their goal is to tokenize everything, right? just fractionalize real estate and stocks and just have it all trade on their 24/7, 365 autonomous market. Is that a good thing? Well, technologically, it's going to be much better than what we have today. Probably gives BlackRock a lot of power, maybe more than we want. That is the future. John Deaton jumping in here on the link to situation. If you're invested in this, make sure you follow John. He tried to have a Zoom call today with other investors because he's kind of circling the wagons like, okay, is this going to get cleared up? Is it not? For those of you that don't know, Link2 is having regulatory problems. The platform has been locked up. I haven't really talked about this a lot because I'm not a Link2 user and I don't have any, special information about the situation that would really warrant me sharing it with you, but just thought I would throw this out there in case you've been affected. Now, John says, look, they're dealing with compliance issues. What exactly those are, we're not really sure at this point in time. But he says he believes everyone's investments in their funds. So if you have some Ripple stock, you have Kraken, whatever it is, Circle, your stocks should be safe. Now, he can't guarantee anything. He's not a Link2 executive or something like that. But from everything he's getting, look, those stocks, those investments, they're there. It's just a liquidity issue. You don't have access. The platform's not operating. They got to get this stuff cleared up. And he says, talking to the CEO, he's had a conversation with him. It seems like bankruptcy is not imminent, but it could happen. You can't rule it out. But even if Link2 filed for bankruptcy, the shares of the companies that you're invested in should be safe and protected. Again, he doesn't have that really hands-on information. He's just kind of getting stuff from the company. Typically, though, stocks are different than crypto. If a crypto platform goes down, you're in a lot of trouble. Creditors are probably going to take your crypto. Stocks are a little bit different. So hopefully this all works out for you out there. Again, I'm trying to be laser focused on making money and good stories, but I wanted to bring this up just in case you're a Link2 investor. And, you need to get some more information on what's going on. How do you make sure you recover your investment? Go ahead, follow John. I think he also has his DMs open, so you can message him and make sure if he has future calls that you could be part of that. Today, again, on the Zoom call, there's some hackers that were jokesters, whatever, were playing inappropriate stuff. So it wasn't as productive as he had hoped. But, John's a great member of this community. And he said we had to fight the SEC once. If we have to, he's ready to fight this situation as well. And he's an investor. He has a personal stake in these companies, just like many of you out there. So I'm sorry you're going through that. Just wanted to bring it up. John's doing a great job here, circling the wagons. Make sure you follow him if you're involved here. Breaking news today, Kevin O'Leary slapping BitBoy with a defamation lawsuit. If you haven't heard, BitBoy's currently in jail. I guess he was supposedly harassing the judge, sending some sort of harassing emails to the judge. Hopefully BitBoy gets his help and gets on the right foot. Kevin O'Leary, if anyone needs to be sued, I would say it'd probably be him, even more so than BitBoy. But, we'll see how this plays out. Just the news of the day for cryptocurrencies. Big news as well on the regulatory front. SEC drops their investigation into crypto.com. The SEC will not pursue enforcement actions against the exchange. This comes after dropping their actions against Coinbase, Kraken, and of course, Ripple, the biggest of them all. Crypto.com originally received a Wells notice October 2024, and so they sued the SEC for regulatory overreach. They dropped their lawsuit in December, and now the SEC has quietly kind of cleared this up. Crypto.com, I've been a little bit critical of them in the past, but they got some stuff going on in that exchange. Pretty interesting to me. We'll see it as it plays out here. Gemini, they're launching this reward credit card, and you can get crypto back as a reward. One of the available options is XRP. Looks like up to 4% you can get back. I saw a lot of people dunking on Gemini today. Now, understand this. You don't want to forget the past. I get it. You want to hold people accountable for the things they say and their actions. But this is going to happen. You have a lot of people that didn't like XRP or didn't like crypto even. You look within Bitcoin. Michael Saylor was anti-Bitcoin. Larry Fink was anti-Bitcoin. When they pivoted and became pro-Bitcoin, that community didn't just dunk on them. Like, we don't want to keep this a small community of OGs. Like, we want to expand. And some of our enemies, if they want to pivot and be pro-XRP now, great. If we have a fairly significant exchange using XRP in their marketing, we don't want to, I think, in my opinion, be the most annoying community ever. Like, fine. They can just give you Ethereum rewards or something else. Like, I don't see a lot of advantage there. Again, I'm not saying forget the past, but understand you're going to see more and more of this as people change their mind and say, you know what? Maybe we were wrong on this XRP stuff, and they will capitulate and join the revolution. And that will happen also with crypto. You'll have people that were anti-crypto, and now they see there is substance to this space, and they will start adopting it, using it, or launching products on top of it. This is just what mass adoption is like. Those previous critics become the biggest fans. That's okay. We don't have to dunk on everyone. Bank XRP reporting Ripple launches cross-border payment services in Africa today with its new partner, Chipper Cash app. I don't know a lot about Chipper Cash, but Africa is an important region. If they got customers and they're using XRP for cross-border payments, hey, that's a productive use case there. If you know anything about the company, though, let me know. Charles Hodgkinson said, I met with one of the CFTC commissioners, many members of Congress, and spoke with Congressman Warren Davison. There's a good chance we pass a stablecoin bill within 3 months. So stablecoins are first. And to me, the more exciting one, a market structure bill done by August. That's going to say, which one of these coins are pure commodities, what's needed for that, what should be registered as securities. Some will need to have that, and that's okay. If you have something that is built on the blockchain that's a security and you can register it and you have a pathway to success, nothing wrong with that. It just means you have to give more disclosures to the market. And so that's so important, again, in case we flip over to having an SEC that's not so pro-crypto, we're protected because it's codified and you have it in the law. And that's going to be just impossible then to pivot and mess with us. We're just going to keep growing and moving towards mass adoption. And this is the future. And we have to strike now while the iron is hot, while we have people we can work with. Fidelity launching their own stablecoin today. We see every bank, brokerage, and fintech is thinking about doing the same. Here's the question. How many stablecoins do we really need? Maybe everyone does need to have their own. Maybe you just need a few. I don't really know. But, you're going to have interoperable networks and ways to trade in and out of different values, whether it's different stable coins or crypto assets. And so that whole vision is still intact, even if everyone moves to using stable coins. Last one, JP Morgan predicts yield-bearing stable coins could grow from 6% to 50% market share. Yield-bearing stable coins are attracting investors similarly to traditional money market funds. This is the future. This is how it starts. It's just the beginning, but man, we're going to take off like a rocket. Let me know what you think down below. As always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.